Think about a boy born in a little Italian village over 500 years ago. The place was called Vinci, and that's the name he'd carry forever, Leonardo from Vinci. Even as a child, you could see it in him, this endless, buzzing curiosity about everything. He'd look at the world with these wide eyes, always wondering, how does that work? Why does it move like that? What makes it so beautiful? He wasn't one for staying indoors. Day after day, he'd wander the hills and streams. He'd watch birds carving circles in the sky and get lost in thought about their wings. He'd stare at water tumbling over rocks, puzzling over its path. His pockets were always full of treasures he'd found, a peculiar leaf, a delicate flower, a curious insect, just so he could look at them up close later. To him, the whole world was a puzzle, and he was desperate to solve every piece of it. And he always had a notebook. I mean, always. It went with him everywhere. If something caught his eye, a person's smile, the twist of a tree root, the plan for a city, or a crazy flying machine, down it went onto the page. He drew from real life and straight from his imagination. The amazing thing was how clear it all was. You could look at one of his sketches and instantly understand exactly what he was thinking. Now, when we try to label him, things get tricky. You can't just pin one tag on Leonardo. Was he a painter? Absolutely. But he was also an engineer, an architect, a scientist, an inventor, and a deep thinker. People throw around the word genius, and with him, it fits. He had one of those minds that could dive deep into anything and truly get it. Take his painting. He created images that the whole world still knows. There's the Mona Lisa, of course, with that smile you can never quite figure out. Then there's the huge wall painting of the Last Supper, capturing a single, dramatic moment among friends. He'd work for ages on these pieces, adding tiny, almost invisible details that somehow made them feel alive and breathing. But his mind was also busy with gears and pulleys and possibilities no one else was considering. He sketched out flying machines that look oddly like our helicopters. He drew up plans for armored tanks and graceful, strong bridges, ideas meant to help people do things they'd never done before. When he thought about buildings and cities, he thought about the people in them. He dreamed up places designed for a good life, with clean water flowing through, plenty of room to live, and structures built so well they'd last for ages. And his science? It was all about looking closer. I mean, really looking. He studied how plants grew and how animals moved. Most famously, he studied the human body itself, trying to see how the muscles worked, how the heart beat, how everything connected. He was so protective of these discoveries that he wrote his notes in a secret backwards script, readable only with a mirror. So what was a normal day for him? It was never normal. He'd be up at dawn, eager to start. Maybe he'd spend the morning on a painting, carefully blending colors. In the afternoon, he might be knee-deep in a stream or sketching a bird in flight. By evening, he could be hunched over his desk, lost in the design of a new machine or a detailed anatomical study. And through it all, he often had music playing. He found it helped calm the whirlwind of ideas in his head and let him think straight. The real lesson of Leonardo, though, is that he never quit. Not when he got older, not ever. The questions never stopped. The drawing never stopped. The learning absolutely never stopped. He truly believed that to learn was a gift without an end. It's no wonder that now, all these centuries later, we still talk about him. We see his art in museums, we build machines based on his ancient ideas, and we're inspired by his notebook pages. He shows us, kids and adults alike, that being curious isn't just okay, it's everything. He proves that if you dare to imagine something and then look at the world closely enough, you can discover wonders.